Hey, oh,
Welcome
wel-
to another episode of the Footy Brews.
welcome back. Pass the ball, Sash.
Oh,
Oh,
yes.
oh no.
And it's just gone like that.
It's gone.
so
This is
so
a four time measures, it's a little Zoom thing this time.
a
But
little Zoom call.
yeah, we'll have fun with it the same way. Oh, you still have I have this class this time.
Yeah, we'll do different glasses. So today we're gonna be speaking about a roundup of what we basically spoke about the last episode of the Champions League. So we're gonna go game by game. And as far as I'm Sasha, and this is
Yeah, Roman, of course. Everyone knows me. So
so
Sasha, first game we're gonna be talking about today, Man City versus Dortmund. What a game that was. What did you think?
yeah, that was a really good game in the sense that just good soccer playing. Both played their tactical advantages. I guess what we could go over is our predictions. So we both predicted right. We said Man City, and I think we
Were you
got that
surprised
right.
at all by how the game turned out?
A little bit in the sense that I thought that maybe it was going to end off a draw watching it, but I didn't expect that last minute last goal. But what I did
So
kind of expect.
you didn't think Pep Guardiola's team would muster up another attack and finally score a goal? I thought they were always bound to score the second goal, and honestly, they had a good chance for three or four even.
For
If Phil
sure.
Foden could have finished some of those easy tap-ins that Kevin De Bruyne perfectly set him up for.
Mm-hmm.
Kevin De Bruyne like really playing some hot soccer right now, so I'm expecting much more of the same in the second leg. I don't see. We didn't see too much Holland. He did provide a really nice assist.
Yep.
Um, they did kind of shut him down, right? So I don't know. I don't know if Dortmund has what it takes to fully beat Man City, and this was a poor Man City, game by their high standards, right? So I
For
don't know if
sure.
you feel
Like
the same way, but I think really Man City is really going to take the second leg as well.
I 100% think so. I think that Man City played their game, nice possession. All players, nothing really stuck out. They played it more as a unit, except for KDB's. Like KB, I feel like is the Kyle Lowry of the Raptors type of thing. He creates the flow of the game. When KDB goes and moves the ball around, how he goes, he creates the tempo of that whole game. He was just the connector of the whole team.
If that's Kyle Lowry, who do you think is my Van Fleet in that team?
I don't know. Honestly, Morez played really well. He did his job.
Yeah,
He got a
I was
nice
gonna
assist.
say I was gonna say Gundogan.
Gundogan. Gundogan
Gundogan would be
is
the Van Fleet,
definitely
but coming in clutch, and
coming in clutch.
not the one that you expect to score all the time, but when he does score, he comes in clutch, right? So
Yeah, the kind
I
of
think
funny
he's
dynamic, the
gonna.
fact that he kind of scored against his old team, right? He used to play for Dortmund with Klump, so that was kind of funny to see him score against his old team at the last minute. But
Exactly.
I really liked what Pep Guardiola said at the end of the game. He basically said that Hallard's a bastard in the sense of like how he's so strong in the ball because
So
what they
strong.
basically so strong in the sense that what they did was he was just connecting the play right with his wingers. They would go and toss the ball up to Hallard. Hallard hold the play. Wingers came up, and that's how they scored that one goal. Right? That's exactly like typical playing against the run of play for Man City. They went on the counter. Nice ball to Hallard. Hallard held it ice, played off to Royce, and like
In the
clinical
end, that was a
attacking,
great goal.
clinical. Yeah, and the end
Yeah.
was a good clinical goal. And you know what? I think the next game, hopefully, I don't know if Sancho is going to be healthy or not, but I know they were missing Sancho big. Now, big controversial call. Did you think that was a penalty? I mean, do you think that was a
Oh, that's
goal?
they should have scored that. Everyone's talking about this. The play where what's his name, Burlingham,
Bellingham,
Bellingham. Yeah, he
17-year-old.
he kind of put his cleat. I can sympathize with the referee. To be honest, it did seem like a dangerous play a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
As you know, the keeper is doing his typical kick, and really putting in his cleat. Like Ederson really ate it. He really ate
Yeah,
his. You saw that. That
yeah,
looked super painful. So I do see the ref's point of view. but to be honest, he won it clean at first, and Ederson. It was at Ederson's fault that he followed through on the shot, right, where he had no business doing that. He should have just took it away, cleared it first time. So I think that should have been a goal. But I do sympathize with the referee. It was a tough call there.
100%, because it's not anything to do with the fact that it is how he ended off, right? He still cleats first, studs up, got the ball, but then got the goalkeeper on the way down. So that's why it's a very, exactly, the contact's there, and that's why I think the ref does it. And I think in the end, it was a very controversial decision. It'll be 50-50 to what people say. I do sympathize with Bellingham, as it was ball first, but no matter what, I think referees are always pretty consistent in the sense that if it's cleats first, no matter what, you get the ball, you hit cleat, and you touch the player with the cleat after, they always give it to the person that gets it after, right?
Play. And as a player myself, I wanna keep the game clean in that sense. You never want to see someone getting really injured or really hurt, and potentially end their career. So definitely sympathize with the ref. But so, what do you think about the other game that same day?
Yeah. So the other game was Liverpool Real Madrid. So that one, I guessed wrong. You guessed right. I did say Liverpool was gonna win, but when I watched that game, Zizou, tactical mastery by him. Beautiful play. Honestly, I watched Real Madrid the whole game.
He's gonna start shutting up some of his, haters,
critics, because for sure.
So many haters are like, "Oh, he just rode the wave with Ronaldo in his prime," but he still made the adjustments necessary to win the three-peat of the Champions League, right? So him doing well in the Champions League again, really happy to see that.
Beautiful, and that's exactly it. You know what? What I saw was, a couple mistakes by Liverpool's back line. Trent Alexander-Arnold, very, very bad, poor decision making to get a Sancho's second goal to win it, get it 2-1. But overall, what was the most perfect was the midfielder. The three mids, Kroos, Modric, and Casemiro.
That's the classic.
They just set the game. They showed why they're Champions League winners. The midfielder that won, the trio midfielders that helped BBC win the three-peat. They were just so clinical, like that pass, like Kroos.
They were class above.
They just outdid the midfielder, and that's why I think Klopp realized he had to take and put Thiago on, because he needed to connect to the play more. But he honestly couldn't do anything. And when it came down to it, I think the mid won the game for that one, because Liverpool's mid was nowhere to be seen. Kroos and Modric and Casemiro were just setting the pace, switching the game left and right, using the pacey left back of Mendy, just going down that wing, attacking Alexander-Arnold. He had no idea what to do, really. He didn't control Mendy at all. And I think that was the decisive factor. And you see the big misses in the center backs with, I
was about to point that out, because the team structure, it really starts from the back line. And, Liverpool typically do want to try to play out the back and use those, talented players to pass the ball around and bring it all the way to the front. And if they can't start the play from the back because of these, replacement center backs and everything, it's just going to make it so much more tough on the midfield. And that's where really, they're struggling in their own half. Real Madrid was all over them, as you mentioned. So,
for sure.
What do you think is going to happen in the second leg? Do you think Liverpool's going to adjust, or do you think Real Madrid is just going to be clinical and close the game out?
So I guess if we're doing a second leg, I definitely think for second leg, it's going to be Liverpool are going to have to go out. I think Klopp's not going to make the mistake of basically keeping Thiago out of the starting lineup. I think he's going to start off, in my opinion, I think he might start off with the top four with Jota, Firmino, Mane, Salah, and then maybe Firmino behind them, and then maybe Thiago as a kind of an architect in the back and just dictating play, because he's going to have to attack 2 goals.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be very hard to break that defense. And I don't know if Varane and Sergio Ramos, I'm pretty sure they're both still out, because honestly, they weren't even tested that much. Like when we watched that game, the goal they scored.
Varane didn't even play. He had COVID, I think, right? So he should be here for the next leg. But
we'll see. So second leg, I gotta give it.
But Varane might be. But so you're sticking to your guns with Liverpool, right?
So no, I say, you know what? I think on the night Liverpool will win, but on aggregate, I think Madrid goes through.
Right. Okay. Yeah. It's funny to see you switch over to the Zizou side.
I, I
I,
never, I never, I never was against Zizou. I was just, in my opinion, I thought they had the only thing to left fighting for was the champion. So I thought they were gonna show
Mm,
themselves up, and
that's a
you know
very good
what?
point. Yeah, but
And there
they
was,
did struggle. They kind of
and the
did
fun,
reflect that quality they were showing in the league recently, which has been very poor. So,
very,
at
very poor.
the same time, I'm not too surprised at how much they struggled. But yeah, I definitely think Real Madrid's going to go through. Uh, Even they're probably going to win next game. I can see Benzema scoring a goal or two. He was a bit quiet in that first game,
Hmm.
but Benzema's really been the star of this Real Madrid team this season. So I can absolutely see this.
For
Um,
sure.
so,
Yeah,
so
no,
that kind of wraps up. Yeah,
no, no,
that
that
kind of
I
wraps up the
completely
first two. Oh my
first
gosh, we're
two.
perfectly in sync actually. So
Yeah,
that
so
wraps up the first two games. Next game, who played on the Wednesday?
we can go into the bigger game straight away. So Bayern PSG,
Yeah, big
obviously
game.
so I called that one right. Jose, you called that one wrong, but
Yeah, but so entertaining. Honestly, I don't even care, man. That was probably one of the games of the tournament so far.
for sure, I'd say
Amazing
that
watch.
for sure, 100%. Both very teams that played their game, and Pachito masterclass in the sense of how he played. Hansen Flick, only mistake I would say from the very get go when I saw the starting lineup. Why do you not put Davies on straight away? To me, that is a no brainer. If I was Pachito, of course I'm gonna go against my play. I know Bayern plays a high line, keeps possession,
Right.
traps you, suffocates your defense in the back. And what was Pachito gonna do? Play those balls, connect them, through ball it down the wing, or
That
get
was
them
their
attack
game
those
plan the
behind.
whole
And
time.
that was their game plan. And that they did
Yeah.
perfectly. And Hansen Flick, what did he have to do? He realized his mistake of keeping off Davis. He put Hernandez in the back. Hernandez and them were getting outpaced by Mbappe and Neymar. Just too
Mm-hmm.
fast, too fast. And that's why I think the mistake to me was the lineup as I saw it. No Davies. After Davies came on, the kind of game kind of stopped that play and a couple, the Mbappe just a
You,
little
you
bit
know
of
the
a
reason why. You know the reason why he didn't start Davies too.
no. Why is there a specific reason?
He picked up a red card recently in the Bundes, right? So he was off. He hadn't played in a couple games. Um,
Oh,
they were playing a little bit of a different style, and I think that's why they just kept that style, thinking it was going to work.
mm-hmm.
But clearly, as soon as they brought in Davies, they could see the difference in what a
Oh, for
proper,
sure,
left
for
back
sure,
like. It changes the whole dynamic. So
for sure. And you know
it
what?
was a good adjustment. I think it was a little bit, but credit to him for recognizing it and changing it so early.
No, for
And
sure.
it's not like they didn't have the chances. I thought Choupo-Moting played amazing, actually, considering it's Choupo-Moting, and we haven't seen too much brilliance from him. To be honest, he hasn't been getting that many chances, but he proved his worth in the Champions League last year with PSG. Actually,
Mm-hmm.
scoring some crucial goals in some big games to bring him to the finals.
Mm-hmm.
It was funny to see him play against PSG in this game for Bayern, and actually played really well. He seemed like a really big threat, almost scoring some back heels. He had a few good chances. He did score the header, right?
Mm-hmm.
So big player. I think Lewandowski was missed, but I think people are overstating how missed he was. I think Choupo-Moting did an excellent job.
So my
But
overall opinion about that is I'm gonna be against you. I think the amount of shots, the amount of opportunities, I think Lewa on the pitch, they had 36 shots at the end of the game. And
yeah,
I don't know how many chances created, but in my opinion, Lewa converts at least one or two. And that's I think Lewa on the hot streak, 35 goals in 25 games, and the way he's
yeah,
playing.
but Choupo-Moting converted one, right?
But
Choupo-Moting converted
the
one.
thing,
Lewandowski might have converted another one. But what
but
about Sane? Sane was playing
I
unbelievable, but
Sonny
he
was
never
playing.
shot. He
He
never
never. You know
shot.
what? So Sunny was a huge play for sure. But I want to touch base on the reason why I think Chupo scored. So the big thing, reason why Chupo scored and after kind of didn't really do much after the goal, in my opinion, was that big miss. Marquinhos after the goal comes in injured right away. What does happen is Danilo, the Portuguese CDM, has to go and play center back now. If you look whose fault that was for Choupo-Moting goal, it was Danilo. Danilo didn't even attack the ball. Choupo-Moting left, and that was like off 5 minutes after Marquinhos just came up, and Danilo getting readjusted into a center back role after playing CDM, not used to going straight away, being a person that has to attack the air straight away. I think that goal goes down to Danilo, but also by the factor that 5 minutes right after Martinez goes off, he has to play center back. So I don't give him completely the blame. But after the game goes on, you see Danilo adjusting to the position, realizing what he needs to do. And then after that, Danilo was pretty solid in the back. But I think Choupo-Moting got a good break.
But to give up how many 15 chances on target. I mean, Navas still had a busy night, and he pulled through. So I don't think it's too much Choupo-Moting's fault. I think he overall played an 8 out of 10 game, maybe even a 9 out of 10 game for his standards. I think they played well. I think maybe a few players to blame. It's hard to be too severe, but definitely the defense line should have been better. But going forwards, they should have scored more goals, to be honest. And Sané played so well, and I don't know why he's not shooting right now. He one or two of those cuts back when he comes back on the play on his right foot, and then he could just blast it either far corner or near post top corner. Like, he had the opportunity. He was 6 yards off of the goal. Shoot, man.
Shoot. Honestly, I don't know what I think. He's being very too unselfish, like, for sure. The amount of time he just round.
Because before he was a bit too selfish, and now I think he's a bit too unselfish. So maybe Hansi Flick is gonna adjust. Talk to him about that. We'll see in the second leg. I'm still sticking to my gun. I think Bayern Munich's gonna win it in the second leg, and win it over the two and go through. We'll see. What do you think?
So you know what? But firstly, we got to take the big two takeaways of that game. We haven't spoke about Kylian. We spoke about Navas. Kylian, Neymar, Navas.
That's
unbelievable. You got to talk about Kylian. We cannot not talk about Kylian after this game. This is a man. And this is, first goal, I got to give it down to Neuer. You know what? It was a hard shot, but in my opinion, Neuer saved that on a 9 out of 10 times. Neuer saves that shot. Right driven down to his body. Just Mbappe kind of tricked him and instead of going far post, he went near post. And in my opinion,
to be honest, he scored like a world-class striker. Like, most strikers would have done, this typical far option. That's what Neuer is expecting, right? So credit for him, man. He really leveled up again. Just did against Barca, so represent the
world class. Representing the bleu. You know what? He showed his world classness, and honestly, he's getting up there. Honestly, he's got already more knockout goals than Messi has in Messi's Champions League career, and in the quarterfinals. So that's pretty crazy. Having the second most knockout stage goals with Benzema behind him. So Mbappe is close to catching up to Benzema at already the age of 22. Benzema's got 19 Champions League goals in the knockout stages. Mbappe's at 12, but Mbappe's 22. So he already tied Thierry. So this guy is no height he's going to go up to. So he's already at 12 goals for knockout stage goals. And he's only played, 3 Champions Leagues where he went past that stage. And he's 22 years old. And who knows what this guy is going to do. And then we have Neymar, in my opinion, did his job, played good. You know what? Very unselfish. I really like the fact that Neymar played that to Mbappe. He could have cut down to his left, shot down to the left and go for a glory. But you know what? He played the smart pass, got the goals, and then a beautiful pass to Marquinhos for that free kick. And you know what? In my opinion, Bayern's line, not fast enough to come back off the offside trap. Left Marquinhos chilling there. I mean, beautiful play by Neymar. So I think the stars showed up. The stars showed up for PSG, where the Bayern stars didn't really show up in my opinion. Muller came in clutch, but overall, Bayern should have finished that game for sure. So I guess round up this one, we could say is, Romain, you expect Bayern to win the next leg, right?
Yeah, Bayern to go through on goal flags.
Okay, so that's in my opinion, PSG is gonna play a very similar game style. They're not gonna change much. I don't know how long Marquinhos is out, but if Marquinhos is missing, I do think they're going to readjust their game plan and play kind of a countering attacking, but I do believe that Anthony Flick will start Davis this time. So my opinion is I'm still going to stick to PSG. I want PSG to go through, so I'm going to stick with PSG. So I guess this brings us to our final game. Our final game.
What was it? Chelsea Porto.
Chelsea Porto.
This game not as exciting as the last game, obviously. But no, still a very good game by Chelsea standards. What surprised you in that game, Sasha?
So what surprised me is how much Porto actually dominated the overall chances created, good shots on target, and basically big chance created. In my opinion, what the big deciding factor was down to individual mistakes. Because what happened was, in my opinion, was the defense, one mistake by the center back of Porto led to a goal. You don't, as a defender, you never give that. You never challenge.
You don't
dive in like that.
But can we talk about that turn? That turn
by Mason Mount was, it honestly reminds me of a futsal turn. Futsal, they love those types of turns.
Yeah.
That was clinical. Mount, you kind of
beautiful.
Smart, took on the turn, clinical finish, and you know what? Yeah. Did what he had to do. But in my opinion, that game, I felt Porto deserved more. They deserved at least a goal. They played well. They were the better team, and I was seeing trending on, I was checking out the Instagram feeds and the Twitter feeds, and everyone stating the exact same thing. They felt that Chelsea just took advantage of the mistakes, scored, but the game was very close. I don't think a lot of people expected Porto to give it the kind of world-class performance they did, and came down to individual errors, which is understandable. They had a couple of big misses. The top scorer who plays for Iran, he was out. So you know what? They were missing some of their key players, but it came down to individual mistakes that gave Chelsea the game.
Yeah, but I'm glad it's putting Porto on the map. I told everyone, it wasn't just Juve playing bad that game when they lost to Porto. Porto really step up, and they're continuing to step up. Even though Chelsea might have a proper defense line, they figured out how to defend in 2021 compared to most teams. Mendy has another clean sheet. He's going crazy right now. But Porto's quality, if a couple things went their way instead of Chelsea's way, it could have been flip 180. So I do think Chelsea's going to win over the two legs, but I do want to see Porto do well. I want it to be a good game.
For sure. I completely agree. I think over the two legs, I think we all know if we were betting man, we wouldn't bet on Porto because Chelsea is just Chelsea. The depth they have in the squad they have, Porto being the underdogs, I will go for them, and being Portuguese, I would love for them to go. But if I had to understand what's going to happen, I think Chelsea holds on to the game. They're not going to concede 2 goals. I really don't think so. And the only deciding factor is how strong Porto comes, but with the pace and the players that Chelsea has, they'll be able to break on them. And I don't think Chelsea is going to make a mistake. And Tuchel, smart coach, I don't think they're going to have enough. I hope they do, but I guess in my end, I think Porto might score one.
Maybe they can pull off the second.
You never know, right? You never know. The Champions League. You never know. You never know what happens in Champions League, especially Champions League. Anything can happen. But so I guess to wrap that up, it's for me, Porto wins on the day, maybe 1-1 or 1-0, but I think Chelsea wins on aggregate.
Yeah, I think that's a good one. I think I'd say the same actually. Maybe 1-0, 1-1, and then Chelsea wins on aggregate for sure.
For sure. Okay, well, I guess
for the quarterfinals of the Champions League.
Yeah.
Pleasure as always.
So just to round up, what did Man City you said was going to win? When Man City wins?
We agree with Man City. We agree with Chelsea.
Chelsea.
I say Zizou. You say Klopp.
I say Klopp.
Yeah, and then I'm going Bayern still, and then you're going.
And I'm going to PSG. I guess we'll find out. I'm excited. Next week we'll round it up and we'll see how it goes.
We'll catch you next week then. Cheers.
Yeah, next week. Thank you.
Footy Bros out.
Footy Bros out.